This hysterical number was initially tracklisted for Hunky Dory, but ended up as an outtake. The question is it just a throwaway novelty piece, or does it fit with the philosophy of the album? Well, since I decided to analyze it along with the actual album tracks, I evidently think it is the latter. Let me show you how.
All clear will the sirens, sunshine on the wasteland. Old man sitting in the white sand. Think we're in for a big surprise right between the eyes.
This is a rarity in Bowie's work. A record that begins with the chorus, not the verse. The chorus seems innocuous at first. Some old dude is sitting in the middle of the wasteland, apparently doing nothing. We get a hint that there's some war action going on, but apart from that, it seems like a picture of serenity.
Seemed a good idea to drop a bomb on the wasteland here. Only one man could be seen and he was old and so serene. Captain sat in his deck chair and the red light flashed beware. Pilot felt quite big time as the bomb sailed through the air. Well, the danced and sang when the bang went bang, when the light popped out, when the smoke began to clear. It was positively queer.
The first verse shows the human race in its lust for violence. Apparently, the all-clear siren at the beginning marked the end of a war, which left some bombers up in the air before they could drop their load on the enemy. Just like the soldier in Running Gun Blues, they cannot handle it. They are lusting for something to bomb, and prevented from satisfying it by dropping a bomb on the enemy, they settle for bombing the wasteland. They know that this will kill the lonely old man, but he is insignificant, so they drop the bombs anyway, and feel a rush of power. But then the smoke clears, the chorus returns, and guess what?
All clear will the sirens, sunshine on the wasteland. Old man sitting in the white sand. Think we're in for a big surprise right between the eyes.
It is the same damned chorus. The old man is still sitting there, unharmed. The bombs could not change the initial picture. This is why this record begins with the chorus. In Bowie's other records of this period, there is always some plot, some transformation that occurs from the beginning to the end, from first verse to last. Everything in human existence is always shown to be impermanent, and the most striking image of this impermanence in Hunky Dory is when he likens existence to quicksand. But here, on top of the moving sands, sits something stable. The chorus represents something constant in our world, something that is stronger than the sands of time, something that remains persistent from the beginning of the record to the end.
Die, said the general, Cobbler said the man, so the Pentagon sent a cable and the Queen a telegram. A-bombs, H-bombs, even very small ones ripped apart that sand, till the stench was just revolting and the sky a greenish tan. Then a soldier said, sir, there's a crack in the world, and the rivers went sparks from the bits flew far and wide. How the universe sighed.
The humans are unable to deal with this situation. They believe that they have the power to control reality and transform it as they wish, and the existence of this old man offends their vanity. They try every method and weapon in their arsenal to beat this constant nuisance into submission, destroying their own world in the process, but to no avail. The chorus returns, and we learn that the old man survived even the explosion of planet Earth, and keeps laughing at us. The man symbolizes a constant feature of our existence, something we cannot change. But there is something more about him, as we find out at the end.
When the smoke had blown away, there was nothing left to view, except a man, dear Lord, who looked like you, floating high up in the sky.
Bombers is a comical record, so we tend to not take it seriously. But we must remember that for Bowie, comedy is serious business. The clown, in his work, is someone who presents a mirror image to humanity, compelling us to look at ourselves. Here he does it by suddenly making the listener part of the story, telling us that the old man is actually the mirror image of every one of us. In other words, there is something in us that is stronger than the quicksand, stronger than all the transformations, something that can defeat and transcend everything. What is that thing? This is what Hunky Dory aims to find out.